Senor Ortiz, we are ready to kick this thing off. Are you ready, brother?
Man, let's do it, man. Let's get it going.
Let's do it. Oh, what do KTTV? This is KT, and I am coming at you live with another episode of the Administrators Podcast with my co-host
JoJo, baby. We're in the house.
Look, y'all. We had to throw Ortiz the claps because if y'all do not know, while everything else has been going down, that Apple has been holding its own. So if y'all know, he comes on and talks a lot about that Apple. Tonight, man, let's take a ride, man. But first off, how you been doing, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. Counting down these school days. That's no lie. I am ready for this year.
No lie. Look, man, I agree with that. I agree. You know, the thing is, this time is moving fast, y'all. Yeah. I mean, we got a few weeks before spring break. So big shouts out. Since the last show, I did speak at the A-Leaf Youth Expo, which was very nice. So big shouts out to Dr. Brotherton, Dr. Kerr, that whole team over there. And then yesterday was the Boys Club Conference. So I had a chance to go out, talk to them. Man, 2 weeks in a row, man. I'm out in these A-Leaf streets, brother. I'm having a little fun. So I agree, man. It's been busy, but it's time to slow this thing down, man. You know, we got Star coming.
Oh, yeah.
So, hey, man, I'm ready for it, brother. Any big trades? Anything that tickled your fancy since the last time we came on?
I think we weren't on when Palantir hit. We sold a few Palantir calls, got some good money out of that. Now, the runners that we did keep, kind of took a dump, but there's still plenty in the green.
Wait a minute.
And, one of the trades that I probably regret now is, not taking everything in Tesla profits. I also left a runner for that one, and that one's play that music one more time because but with the market being down, I was able to pick up some more KITT, some more R&R, and Apple sold 2 Apple calls this past Friday. So we were in agreement with that. We still got some June calls, but definitely sold some March calls. And whatever I had for February for Apple, definitely Apple is right now. So expect it to go down a little bit later on. We made our money.
Look, that's the thing about it. It has been hovering probably around that 245, 246. And so, but the thing is, it's strong, man. So I think it's all on the AI hopes. They still hovering that AI bubble, but they are the sacrificial China lamb. I will say that. So we'll see what's happening in this near future. But man, it is crazy. So I guess what we'll do, let's get into a little bit of news tonight, man. All right. So in tonight's news, wait a minute, let me go and turn off these. So in tonight's news, we are big shouts out to CNN. Let me see here. I mean, not CNN. Who is this? AP? Somebody. Okay, AP. There we go. Associated Press. So, what's happening? Numbers came out Friday. Wow. It was the Consumer Confidence Index. It kind of tells us, how do we feel about spending this money? Do we think it's going to be any kind of depression, decline, anything of that nature, right? People are not feeling good. I can say that after seeing this report on Friday. Because once we look at our heat map tonight, you will kind of see what I mean by the confidence of the consumer is down. The debt is going up. The inflation is going up. It's about to get crazy out here, y'all. I will just say that. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but in this meantime, it is about to get crazy. So let's jump into this from the Associated Press. And it says consumer confidence dipped for the second consecutive month in January. A business research group said Tuesday. The Confidence Board reported the CCI and retreated this month from 104.1 to 104.1 from 109.5 in December. That is the worst. Ooh. That is worse than the projections, which was 105.8. That means we got some problems out here, y'all. 4.8 points, but still represented a decline from November. So what happened, the only thing that saved us is they say December's reading was revised up by 4.8 points. I guess that what brought us to the 109.5. But basically what happened is this month we lost those gains just that fast. So the question is, what happens next month? Man, what you think, Jose?
Man, it's kind of hard to tell right now, man, because there's a lot of fear out there. I just don't know. I wish, I know we see these data, we see these numbers, but I've been trying to find research and, find out why certain things are the way they are economically. And I'm still, people are afraid of tariffs. People are afraid of just, going out and spending money. They don't know what's happening. So I don't know, man, the optimistic in me says that, man, we're going to bounce. Once you get into that fear and greed index, in my mind, the, statistician, when you look at technicals in my mind, I keep thinking we're going to bounce. The way we saw last week, some of the week before, I just keep thinking that we are going to bounce. But the more and more people see it and look, you just don't know right now.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of uncertainty. And so, you think about volatile and you want it to be big swings so that you can get in and get your money. But man, gosh, it's wow. It's crazy, man, how so much reaction goes into it, like I think Palantir, we'll jump into a little bit of them, but like you said, it took a dump. And so the thing is, Palantir, and it may be more, so we'll look a little deep into it, but for me, it believes that Palantir has a lot of Pentagon funding, a lot of government contracts, and so the word is we got to cut Pentagon next. Those cuts are coming, which have already happened. And so then what happens to the funding? Because now they are forced to look at budget cuts. So that's really was the excuse that everybody used to start selling Palantir. And the next thing you know, we are at 101.35 as of closing on Friday. Man. So just a lot of craziness. Consumer index, like I say, was raised up 4.8 points, 4.8 from last month as a revision, but we still dropped from 109, which is where we were, to 104. So we'll see what happens. More importantly, inflation is up. Credit cards, all those delinquencies are up. And so people just ain't got it. And so, let's see what happens as far as recession over these next 12 months, man. All right, man. I think we'll take a quick break. And what we'll do when we get back, let's get into the heat check. So we'll be right back. All right, y'all. Whoa. Welcome back to another episode of the Administrators Podcast. I am KT with my co-host
JoJo, baby.
Hey, look, y'all, we just dropped the news. A lot about the Consumer Confidence Index. Please, if you want to know more about that, go check it out. Like we said, we got that from the Associated Press, and really a lot of information about where we may be heading We know that it is volatile out these streets, and so a lot of these reports come out weekly, monthly. But the biggest piece is, I'm not gonna lie, I was never in tune with these before now, but these reports tell us a lot about what is coming ahead. And so if you want to know more about that, make sure you get locked in on what we have from the news tonight. But going forward, let's get into a little bit of this heat check. All right, look, man. Before we move, I just want to say, I think about, remember, dude, when the CNBC was on and the ticker was going and you had no idea what it was talking about? Dude, remember them days, dude? I just wanted to talk about that as like I say, these reports used to did mean a lot, but now it's important, man. All right, so let's look at our heat map. Let's take a look here. Okay, let me go back and I'll take this back off so we can share that screen. My God. Ooh, I don't even know where we're going with that. Just that's all I can say. Because it didn't look like this before this. It's all happening in like one quick swoop. All right, man. So you want to kind of kick us off on what you're seeing, or you want me to start this thing?
Well, I think one of the things that we've been talking about is just your Magnificent Seven, your heavy hitters, everything that's related to anything tech-y, because China, all the terrorists, all that going on out there. But I think when you move further to the right, where you have your financials, where you have everything else, I just think it's all accumulated with what's going on and the uncertainty out there. You can't find anything that's specific to any one of these individual companies. And so the ones that get hit the hardest are the ones that have been growing the most. And so, if you elevate, your Microsofts, your Amazons, your Googles over time, they've been going up, your Nvidias, then all of a sudden they're the ones who take the hit the most because, they have room to fall. Tesla, close to 500 a month and a half ago. Now, look, that's what I think. That's what I see. As the market gets more and more mixed, as the market gets more and more fearful, I think those are the companies that start to get hit the most. And because, there's 500 companies in the S&P 500, you have to think about, where is that money allocated? But like our favorite friend once said, there's always a bull market somewhere. So you have to think about where you're going to be putting your money when all of your heavy hitters and all these potential quote unquote growth stocks have been taking a hit. So now we just have to be smart about where are we going with the cash flow and what is it that we want to put our money in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I agree with that. Like you said, it's a bull market somewhere. And so that's why I said it's so important to be kind of abreast of what reports are coming out. What are they saying? Because I do believe that people will get back to tech because it's simply a safe haven. Like, we know where the world is going. But in the meantime, looking at things that we use inside of the heat map, that we use inside of the heat check, like this heat map. Right now, I come over here and I see. So we got consumer, we got non-durables, we got our Coke, Pepsi. They just had great earnings. We got P&G, still a little red on Nike. That's a whole different story. But even down here in our healthcare, we see that we got a little green. But like Jose said, everywhere else, they've had good runs. Netflix, good run. Palantir, good run. Meta, hell of a run. God. Microsoft, they just had a little news. But of course, once again, consumers are not confident. And so that brings us to our next one, which is our fear and greed index. And so right now, we are sitting at a 35. People are fearful. We just got to be talking about that, right? So previous close, which was Thursday, it was a 45. Neutral. 1 week ago, 44. 1 month ago, 41. 1 year ago,
Mm.
boy, that must have been that Biden money right there. So 1 year ago, we was all at greed, right? I think right now, I was looking at Tom Lee. I don't know anybody. Jose, you know what I'm talking about?
I sure
Ain't his
do.
name? Yeah. Tom Lee said right now he doesn't see this as a big, major set to something worse in the markets. He believed that this is still a buying opportunity.
Mm.
I mean, I hear him talking, but I think we'll stay in our chart to see what's going on. Jose, what you thinking, man? It's looking scary in these streets, brother.
You know, like I said earlier, I think that I agree with him. I think it's a buying opportunity. I'm always the one thinking in terms of this. I know we still can go down to some extreme fear. In reality, we're not too far away from it. I think if you want to gradually scale in to something that's maybe not as close or long or short term, if you want to invest in some individual stocks or some options that are leaps, I think this is a great opportunity. To go along with this fear and greed. I was listening to someone on a podcast the other day that said, I think it's our boy Chris Sane that was talking about Palantir and Tesla. I will talk about both of those later. But I think that with the way things are in the market and you have your fear, and then I want to be on record by saying, if we get to the greed part, and like we've been saying, get your money right now, buy that Tesla and Palantir bounce back is going to be epic, in my opinion, because I think people downsize their positions on both because Elon Musk is running his mouth. He's crazy. Mm-hmm. But I also think that Palantir, people were misunderstood the information about the budget cuts and thought, okay, Palantir has contracts with the government, so budget cuts means everybody's getting cut. But you have to read into what they actually are doing for the government and what their product is before you make those kind of decisions. And I don't think that there's something that they're going to be cut. So I do think that realistically we have a chance to go down to a little bit of extreme fear, but I think that we will. I just have to agree with him that it is a buying opportunity. Don't pull it all in yet, but you got to gradually scale into some of your positions.
Most definitely. Right now, yeah. I think this way you start to do a little nibble.
Yep.
And then that way, if it heads down to extreme fear, hey, you can go in and kind of scoop up a little bit more because we know it ain't gonna last always. Yes. All right, man. Our last and final indicator inside of the heat check is our VIX. And so this is our volatility index. And so basically it's really all about how people once again feel about spending that money. Usually the more afraid people are, the more squiggly lines you will see on this chart. And so every time it gets up to here, I was about to say bat. Because I don't even got a beep blow here, but that's when they that scared, right? You see it pop up, and it's like, and it happens fast too, right? Because this is 131. Where is this? Right here. Bam. Where we go to? It's like 2-3, right? A few days. And then what happened? Oh, okay. It's usually pretty much how it's gonna look probably the next few years. Where it's like this here, you'd be like, oh, something crazy. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, for real? Oh, okay. Oh man, I thought y'all were just playing. This is pretty much how I was about to go. Pretty much like what happened. It's like, okay, everything was quiet, and then and it jumped off again. But then they say, y'all just playing. So man, Jose, anything on that VIX, man? I think that was a good summary, man.
It's volatile out there, man. We're sitting at 18, 21, man. It's just, we're inching toward that 20. Realistically, history says that get to that 20, we start to decline. We can ride it all the way down, but I just think that a lot of people are afraid. And with this out there, I mean, it just proves that it's so volatile day in, day out that you hear something, bam, you hear something else, bam, and people just react to anything now. So
I'm telling you. Before we closed out the heat check, I did want to share, like you said, we do have a little bit of room to go down. And so as we can look from April 2024 all the way down, that we had a little bounce here, but look, we have double bottom. We had a little tap here, and then we kept going. We also had a little tap. Well, not even a little tap, but we had a little dip. Didn't even come close to it. Came a little closer here. But what I'm showing is that we have not broken this trend line. And so right now we have at least up to 58.71. And so I can't right now we say we at 601 or somewhere like that, but we close. We right up in there, but we do have 58.71 to even hit before we look at really breaking through this line. So that was just something right here. When we did break through this line, it was 51.99, 52. So just think, if all hell does break loose, it could get real right there. All right, man. I think that will do it for the heat check. What we'll do, take another quick break, and when we get back, do a little trading with Ortiz.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the
man, I know you got some good for us, man. Let's go.
love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Woo, we're back. Another episode of Trading with Ortiz. I know, like we said, we gave you flowers for this apple at the beginning of the show. And we know you ain't going to go too much outside the wheelhouse. So talk to us about what you got today, bro.
All right, man, let's go. So let me go on and share this screen. We're going to get... Okay, so of course, there it is, Apple. And Apple is we're looking at the 1 month chart. And like KT said earlier, it has definitely been on the uptrend. And so even if you look at February, at the beginning of February, 225 to about 245, the only thing that I'm cautioning everybody right now is that we have hit a double top on Apple. RSI is almost over 70. It's at 67.9. So I would not recommend taking any positions right now. If you are holding Apple, though, start to consider how you're going to either gradually scale out and look at when if you have options, when do those contracts expire? Our MACD have hit. So we do see that it could be in for a little bit of a down spiral. And if we do start to go down, first level it hits 241. And then we can go down to 230 if we don't, hold at around 235. So if to the downside, 241, it's a $4 difference. If we break that, we're looking at a 236. If we continue to go down 230s, but I think that we can, the way Apple's going right now, don't fight the trend. It's in an uptrend. So let it do a little bit of a pullback, because pullbacks happen in uptrends as well. And just keep that in your mind, Apple, but definitely wait for a pullback to get into anything right now. Our other heavy hitter, Tesla. And so, like we were saying earlier, look at this, 480 back in December. Wow. And so we are definitely now here hovering around 335. We did just go from a double bottom. Now we can keep going down to this double bottom right here around 326. Our RSI is at 35. We hit the little bit lows last week. You can see here our RSI was starting to be really, really oversold. But pay attention to the MACD. Our MACD looks like we are about to cross, and it looks like the blue will be crossing under. So it looks like we have a potential. Let me say that again, a potential to have a little bit of a run, depending on any bad news or any type of stuff out there coming from Trump, from Musk, or just in general. This Tesla has been beaten up from the 480. Now, to the flip side of that, if you look at it from when it got to 480, from 347, it also took a month to get there. So there was news in that run up. And so if we go all the way back down to our 240 area back in November, you have to think about what happened to Tesla from November to December. Well, everybody, the answer to that is the election. And when Elon Musk was part of the cabinet and all that happened, that's why we took off. So if we took that out and if we made our way back down to there, is Tesla something that people want when it comes to just the quality of the stock? And I would have to say yes. And so even if we broke 300 or 325, and let's say that eventually we got down to 310, and eventually we got down to 276, I think if you follow the dotted line all the way across, you can see that we have a potential to get to that 276 area. But we also have a potential to bounce from this area right up in here. So Tesla is something that I extended some May calls. I bought some May calls. And so definitely looking to see how that goes. Palantir. We all know why this downward action happened. Like I was saying earlier, the news hit of the cuts for the Department of Justice or from the government, and so we rode Palantir, all the way down from here. Remember, we had those $100 calls, and boy, did we make some bank on them. But now we hit the 120. I sold the Palantir call that I had. I still got one left, and it's a little bit, not looking too good. But lo and behold, what do we have here? A double bottom. So we're sitting at 101 right now. Double bottom. RSI indicative of maybe a steady movement up. Our MACD hasn't crossed yet, so we could see a little bit of a down, some more down here under 100 before our MACDs align and we have a little bit of a run. But like I said earlier, that is something Tesla and Palantir are ones that I'm looking at as far as bouncing back heavily. So I added some more kit. If you recall that, around the 148, 150 mark, I talked about it. It has been a little bit of a, dip here and there, nothing too major of a run. We bought some more around 130. And so right now my average is sitting at a 133. And so, I anticipate this is a hold for me. I don't think it'll run up. It could shoot up here and there, but this is a robotics company that you can look at on Twitter and on the Google and see that they are in some restaurants already with their product. RR is the other one that I bought some more of. We're sitting at 217 right now. My average is roughly around a 230. So if this one continues to go down, RSI sitting at 34, MACDs haven't crossed yet. I am looking to buy more of these come this week. I didn't have a chance to buy them on Friday. Didn't really look at the market at certain points. I wasn't feeling too well, but definitely R&R. And I think R&R has a little bit more of a company base than Kit, but definitely looking at adding more R&R. So there you have it. R&R Kit shares that I'm purchasing, that I'm trying to stock up on. And then, of course, our Palantir, Tesla, keep an eye on those to see if we still continue to go down. And then if you are in Apple, make sure that you take any profits that you can as soon as you can, because expect a little bit of a dip and then another uptrend as well. So there you go.
Now for the RR, is there any price that you say, okay, this is where I'm pretty much buying them, and so you kind of wait until it gets to that price?
Yeah, I was looking at. Yeah, I missed the 220 entry. I had a 220 entry in my mind going in or last week, so I missed that one. But right now, if we continue to go down, I'm looking at 210. It'd be great. This is a must buy if we get to 200.
Yeah.
So definitely, but I'm anywhere $200, $2, 210 area is what I'm looking to get in. Even 215 if we can get, a couple more cents down. But definitely something that I'm looking at. Now, if KIT goes down to $1, I'm buying tons of it.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, man. Well, I think that'll do it, man. We appreciate that information. Once again, like you say, if you're looking at that Apple, you see it's at a double top. I told you it's been kind of hovering. They at a real decision place, and but definitely not the place to start those positions. Get you a little pullback, then be ready. What we'll do, take another break, and then we will come back and get into platform probing. We're going healthcare tonight, y'all. Let's go.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the
All right, y'all, platform probing. Let's go. Man, hold up, man. I got both of them labeled the same, brother. Terrible, bro. Terrible. All right, y'all. Platform probing. I want to look at two stocks that are leaders in the healthcare industry, but they have been getting beat up prophetically, right? And so the first one I want to look at is Eli Lilly. So let's go over here. And let's do a little bit of this share. All right, so first thing we want to do is let's come over here and let's look and see if we got any news, right? And so here we go. What top performing healthcare funds are buying? So if you're looking for, this is a big shout out to the Dow Jones Newswire. If you're looking for growth on the cheap, you'd be hard pressed to find a more attractive stock sector today than healthcare. For decades, it's been one of the U.S. economy's most important sectors, yet it has underperformed the S&P 500 index for 2 calendar years in a row. We know it's been a lot of flack around healthcare, right? So let's see what they're saying. Over the past 2 years, we've had healthcare underperform by the largest amount that we've seen in more than 3 decades. That's a very unusual situation. The popular $38 billion healthcare select sector, Spider Exchange Traded Fund, which tracks the healthcare stocks in S&P, gained just 2.1% in 2023 and 2.5% in 2024, while the broad index soared over 20% each year. Consequently, the S&P 500 has a high price earnings ratio of 23 versus the ETF's 18, according to Morningstar. So basically what they're saying, y'all, healthcare has been on the struggle bus. The thing about it, we're going to need technology because of the world that we're moving, but people are going to always get sick. And so while I'm not saying that this is where maybe you want to park for a while, because I will tell you, last month, Eli Lilly was $748. I remember because that's when I bought it. $748. Today it is $873. But let's not talk about it. Let's look at the chart. I just want you to hear what's happening and how it's overperforming. So it says the big success story in healthcare lately has been Eli Lilly with his weight loss and diabetes drug. Fidelity Select Pharmaceuticals has ridden its success in being a top performing fund with 27% Lilly weighting recently. Ugh, them boys came up. So basically what they're saying is Eli Lilly is it. One overlooked stock is Crinetics Pharmaceuticals. Hold up, we might have to go look at that next time, y'all. But right now, let's go. All right, so y'all know I am a 4-hour surfer, but what I want to do start is let's go out to the 1 month chart. So we see right here that we have sit down on the 1 month 9 EMA. We bounced off of it once we made it. So we see right here, it bounced, didn't make it. It then turned into resistance. We had a little love right here, but then we took off, right? But if you see all of these wicks made it down because this is the 9. So that's like, but it made it down to this 20. And what happened with that 20? It stayed the course. So we said the trend is not broke. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. Right up in here. Yeah, that was me right there. That's me. Right over here, that's me right there. So the biggest piece is we had a little flat come down. Let's go look at it. Right over here on the 4 hour, we see that we are on our way back down to the 9. And we see over the past few days, whatever you want to call it, it has really been riding at 9 on the 4 hour chart. So then if I'm patient, I'm going to wait on it to come back down here, and then I'm going to try to do a little something. Let me move these drawings off. Let's just keep this clean. This is it. I'm going to try to do a little something. So this is my 9 EMA. This is my 20 EMA. This is my 60, and this is my 200. So right now, everything is still lined up the way it's supposed to be. Let's just watch and see if we get something right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the alert right there, just in case we get busy right there. All right, so now the next one I want to show you is United Healthcare. So we know Eli Lilly is already a leader in the drug making world. But when we think about healthcare overall, who is the closest in the race to AI taking over? Who has all of what's going on? It's got to be United Healthcare. They have to be leaders in this space. And so we know CEO was killed, what was that, about a year? That wasn't even a year ago, right? Hold on. Let me double check though. Let me see here. Yeah, we only have I don't even know. But the biggest thing was a little while back, the CEO was killed, sent United Health tumbling back down to basically where it's at right now. With this, as time went by, they hired a new CEO. United Health ended up getting all the way back up to, this is our 4 hour chart. So let's look at it. All the way back up to 600. No. Was this December 24th? So I guess this is when everything happened. Before they were 600, they got all the way back down here. So this had to be around about the time of the killing. And like I said, they're lower than they were before. But this is probably around about the killing. And then we bounced and we got all the way back up to 523 from down here at 460 something. The biggest piece is Friday. I want to say we got wind that the United Health Group was being investigated by the Department of Justice for Medicare billing violations. What you think? Do you think overreaction? Overreaction. So I think overreaction too, man. But they'll put I appreciate that overreaction, baby. But the good part is my call does not expire until January 26th. So now, as I made the amount that the call was when it was originally purchased, all this now is profit where I'm just going to let it ride, baby. Ooh. Okay. But I'm going to double down on them boys too. But yeah, man, I made enough to cover. The call was a $1,900 call, bro. So I'm like, okay, let's ride. And let me see here. So I want to go back in. Let's kind of look and see what's been going on. Let's look at our 1 month chart. Bam. Look at where we at, y'all. We have came down and we tested our 1 month 60 EMA. Now, oh man, wait a minute. What did I do? I think, okay, there we go. Is it back showing? Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're back here at our 60-day EMA. And what happened was it supported right around this area. What I'm looking for before I begin, and I already did, I started a little nibble position for the long term because we know that this is, at the end of the day, a $700 stock. Like, just for the simple sure, they are first in pretty much everything for healthcare. Right now, they just going through a few things, but nothing has changed with the board. They did get a new CEO. CEO came from within. Matter of fact, once he was hired, the stock began to ascend. So we know just something quick going. Look at where we found support at. You can do your little nibble, or you can go ahead and just kind of watch and see what happens from here. Will it continue to go down? I seriously doubt it. You know, but you always welcome to look. But looking at Eli Lilly, both of them are on their way back down to major support levels. Let's see what happens, but do not underestimate healthcare. As we read tonight, we see that it has not made any growth over the past 2 years, which means just like on the football team, when we don't do too much, we rebuilding, right? And so then they got to figure out how they're going to get to this AI race. They're going to figure out how they're going to make these drugs priced where everybody can afford them. But once they figure it out, it's over. It's over. And so just a little tidbit for y'all, because United Health is beat down, right? But we know that they are the leaders in their sector when it comes to what they do. And so they will be back eventually. I think that will do it for the platform probing. I just wanted to kind of give y'all a little bit of what I'm seeing. Man, yeah, that's it, man. What you think about that, brother?
Man, that was good, dude. I think one of the things to point out too, keep going what you were saying, is that a lot of times people overreact to everything. And so you saw the first time they overreacted to that particular stock, second time, now they will, the big, down shifts. So I think that's, you got to take advantage of that when people, when other people are fearful, you got to be greedy. And so we've heard that time and time again. So
yes, sir.
The caveat is make sure that you take care of your money. Because we both are living proof that sometimes trades can go bad.
It just don't go right, man. Look, this is what I want to show y'all too, man. I forgot. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me share this real quick. This is the Eli Lilly from the 5-minute chart. And so I just want to kind of show y'all what type of days you can have when you read these charts, man. So this was Friday, right? It opened up and it gapped up. But remember what I told you, when I'm scalping, I'm finna ride this 9. So it opened up, gapped up, and then what happened? We had a pullback. But it only stayed on the 9. So I need one to show me support. I had another one show me support. We had a little drop, right? But not enough to shake you out their position. So you just hold. You just hold. But now when you see this right here, you got to go. You got to go. We had a little something, but when you see this, you got to get out of there. But I just wanted to show you the type of moves that it can make within that one day, because we started right here, 874. and we topped out at $894, and that was one day. So just trying to tell people why I'm trying to show you this Eli Lilly being at a major support, because just like we hit right here, if we can reclaim this trend, we could be headed back up, because the original price on this Eli Lilly is $1,000 per share. And so just letting you know, we still got a lot more room to make this thing happen. All right, y'all. I think that would do it for this piece. Platform probing. Jose, any final words before we close this thing out?
Man, I'm looking forward to this week, see what happens, and then 2 more weeks till spring break, y'all.
2 more weeks till spring break. Well, I wanted to say we have one big monumental event that is coming up this Wednesday. That's the Nvidia earnings. Ooh. You do know Nvidia chip stocks has been getting beat down. But the thing is, ain't nobody doing it like Nvidia.
Yeah.
I mean, so the question is, how will people react to what's going on, right? We know that maybe first quarter is not going to be their thing. Maybe last quarter was, but I think projections, guidance may be a little weak. But we know BlackRock, or is it Blackwell? Which one is it? All I know is, was it Blackwell?
BlackRock, I think.
Okay, it's BlackRock. They got the chips and all that stuff.
I think so.
So the BlackRock, toward the second half of 2025, everything is gonna fall in place between Nvidia and BlackRock, and that's when it could get a little crazy around here. So let's just see what happened. But please remember, we got earnings this Wednesday. Be a lot of money coming in the market, out the market. Nvidia may run up till earnings, but don't gamble earnings, y'all. Don't gamble it, because we know it's crazy out here. That's all I got to say, man. Other than that, y'all, I want to thank everybody for getting locked in on this. We will make sure that we get a chance to record something for y'all each week. I kind of like this format, man, because it kind of gives a chance for us on that Mondays to kind of not be so pushed. Yeah, so that was a good move, man. But all right, y'all, that will do it for the Administrators Podcast. I am KT, and this is my co-host
JoJo, baby.
Hey, we're signing out for KTTV 100.
This is Darnell with Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood.
This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTV.
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 KTTV. Is that right?